All right, so this concept of leg day is being thrown back in my life every day lately. Last week, there was a post by Tim Grover. It was the week before. Tim Grover was the trainer for Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, a whole bunch of other A-list athletes, and he does business coaching, still coaches athletes as well. Just a big fish in the area. I mean, if you train Michael Jordan and Kobe, you got to know what you're doing. And for them to keep you on, you got to know what you're doing. And his material is just absolutely awesome. It's resilience based, mental strength based, and that's what a lot of us, struggle with. So this concept of leg day, he says, do you do legs on a regular basis? Do you do leg day, or you try to avoid leg day? Because that tells what type of person you are. Because if you do legs aren't what is normally seen. You see chest, you see arms, you see back. If you work on the visible muscles and don't care about the non-visible muscles, then that tells me what type of person you are. That tells me you're more resilient if you do legs, because you're willing to work in the dark at things that aren't necessarily noticed. So they aren't the glory muscles, basically. But they're very important because strength, walking, lower body strength is good for stability. As you get older, that's something that you really want to pay attention to. Not that I'm saying I'm getting older, but hey, got to think about it. So the other thing is growth hormone. Help us release growth hormone so you get better recovery for all the other muscles you're working. So if you avoid half your body, you're avoiding half the work. And you know what? I didn't feel it was completely true, but it did give me an indication, because I do avoid legs, but I'm not really afraid to work in the dark. With the decompression tables, with robotic laser decompression tables, all the work I do on my own, I actually prefer to work in the dark a lot of the time by myself. I'll go into the shop in the middle of the night because I have an idea and I want to work on something. Nobody knows that. Nobody sees that. I'm the only one who knows that. And now everybody knows that. But I'm not afraid to do that. I actually don't mind doing that, because to me it's the work that it takes to get the big job done. And I'm not afraid to do those foundational things and spend the time and do the thinking. And I spend most of my time doing stuff like that outside of my office. Nobody sees that. So I'm not afraid to do the work in the dark. But this leg concept, I was avoiding legs. So as a exercise, pardon the pun intended, I've started to do legs as my first thing in my cycle, because then that way I make sure that I do it. If I miss chest, or I miss back, or I miss arms, well, I'm going to do that, because legs are foundational, and it reminds me that if I'm going to be resilient, I'm going to do legs. So this might be something that you can apply to your life to do this. And now it also talks about getting out of your comfort zone. Legs are not comfortable. Legs hurt. I have a hard time walking to the Jeep after that. I got a Jeep with 35s and a 4-inch lift. I have to climb up into it. I'm not that tall. It's hard to climb up into the Jeep after legs. It's painful. My legs are wobbly the rest of the day. So things like that, it's not convenient to do legs, but it's stepping out of my comfort zone. And so Tim Grover's story, as I mentioned, he's the trainer for he's a trainer for Kobe and Michael Jordan, and he knows me because I got out of my comfort zone, and I did one of his courses that was like a face-to-face thing. Totally worth the investment, because I'm now on the radar, and what I do is on the radar of this guy who knows connections in the athletic world. He knows that I have a device that does something that nothing else does. He knows that I'm a developer of technology. I got a chance to talk to him one-on-one for a number, maybe 5 to 7 minutes, as I presented something in his course that he let me do. I'm on his radar. He probably even thinks that I'm intelligent, which, okay, I got aptitudes, but that's something real valuable. And because I stepped out of that comfort zone, and I'm talking to a guy that, it should make me nervous to talk to this guy. He's big. He's brilliant. He's mental resilience wise, everything he teaches is everything I want to be. So I should have been nervous, but I got on his radar by stepping out of my comfort zone. Another little trick, I'm listening to the Arnold Schwarzenegger book, and he talked about leg day, so it came up again. He said that his calves and biceps need to be similar size and look to have body symmetry. That's how they judge. He had terrible calves. So what he did was he cut all the legs off his sweatpants so he couldn't avoid looking at his calves. He did something that made him not be able to avoid the uncomfortable fact that his calves didn't cut it. So that made him work the hell out of his calves, and that he was able to see the progress. Everybody in the gym was able to see the progress, and it made him unable to avoid the hard thing that he really didn't want to do and didn't want to face. So things like that, setting leg day as the first part of the week, or the thing that we don't want to do it first to get it out of the way. Do it first to feel good about the fact that you did the thing you didn't want to do, because that helps your mental resilience as well. Like, it was hard, I didn't want to do it, but I did it and I feel good that I did it. So I hope you may find a way to apply this to your own life. Don't avoid leg day. Don't avoid the stuff that might be uncomfortable, that you might not want to do, that will get you where you want to go. And to finish this, I'm not perfect at that either. Just because I'm sharing this doesn't mean I do it all the time. But I work towards it. And, it's the thought that counts. Well, coupled with action. So couple your hard thing with action. I hope this helps you. And, I look forward to imparting more wisdom that isn't really mine, that I want to transfer along to you to help. Thanks so much for watching.